Today I'm showing you a really beast Pyro build that crushes solo T15s, and even in 3-player T15s you can hold your own and take out elites 1v1 as well as annihilate mobs. So this is a near invincible AP debuff build. You actually have the best of all three worlds. Now it might look a little bit deceptive that my anomaly power is only 139, but we'll get into how you're going to quickly match a full AP build. You're going to come in at about like 20% less AP than if you were to activate your explosive in the AP build, but like the 20% really is not outweighing how aggressively you can play this build. So let's get into the build. Now, to start off with, we're going to use this shotgun. I'm not going to try to pronounce that. And we're going to run Fortress on it, because Fortress gives us bonus on Moaning Winds, and it gives bonus on our skills. So for our secondary, we'll run the Death Shield, and then we'll swap it back with the Moaning Winds. And for our pistol, we'll also run Moaning Winds. And I'll also be linking a gameplay of like a solo T15 run, so you can see how you can play this class. That'll be in the description. So for our armor, we're going to run the Helmet of Akari, and we're going to run Heat Wave, extra Heat Wave. We're also going to run the Armor of Akari, and on this one we'll also run another Heat Wave, so we have 3 of them. On our legs, we're going to run the final piece of the Akari to get the bonus set, and we'll run 20% extra damage to burned enemies. Now for your gloves and your boots, we're going to want Anomaly, Cooldown, and Skill Leech. For this one, we're going to run Golem, since it's still broken, and once it activates, you get the buff for the entire expedition. And we're going to run Thermal Bomb, which is a true 40% more damage on every target hit. Now for our last piece, as said, Anomaly, Skills, Cooldown, we're going to run Untamed Power, which is really nice when you get the enemies around you, or you're going really up close to the elites and you just spam your ability. And for our last skill, it's actually a little bit debatable what you want to use. It's going to come down to preference. Personally, I like the 2 thermal bombs at once, because with this build, I'll show you the cooldown in a second. It's under 10 seconds, so don't really need the 2 uses before using a cooldown, but that would be another potential that you can use. With this build, I'll show you how we're going to be building up our AP, but one of the other potentials for this mod slot is the 2 additional Feed the Flames. I would say this is probably the least useful out of the potentials. Or if you're going to pick Ash Blast over the Feed the Flames, then you can run the increased range, or you can run the reduced armor for 5 seconds and use that as you're coming up on elites to 1v1 them. So the skills you're going to use are Heat Wave, Thermal Bomb, and Feed the Flames or Ash Blast. Your middle is going to be personal preference, and I'll get into the benefits of both as I go through the class tree. So the class tree, we're going to be taking the health, the reduced cooldown. Oh, just to show you real quickly if you didn't notice, 5.5 seconds on the Heat Wave, 9.9 on Feed the Flames, which will get into a real bonus of why I use Feed the Flames over Ash Blast, and 8.6 on the Thermal Bomb, which is why I don't see the need for 2 before cooldown. So once again, it's health, reduced cooldown for our Heat Wave, increased health, more cooldown on all cooldowns on all our abilities. Burn deals more damage. Increase your max health. We're just going to go up first. When our burn ends, if it doesn't kill them on the elites, it will inflict ash. Now, increased weapon damage against marked enemies, which is completely useless, but what we really want is to spam Feed the Flames and keep getting 45% additional anomaly power. That's stacked with our Heat Wave. We're constantly hitting 250,000 plus, generally 300,000 plus anomaly power at the end of our cycle. You could even hit 500,000 plus, and if you get a huge group of ads, then you can get up towards of about 1,000,000 anomaly power for a couple of seconds. So here we are going to take the extra anomaly power. Don't care about weapon damage. More anomaly power. More health. More burn lasts longer. More health. Increased skill leech. Activating a knight increases your armor by 45%, 45%, which really adds to the invincibility of this build. Because you're spamming heat wave anyway so frequently that even if you have 50k, you're jumping up to like 83k-ish for your armor, which is pretty damn good with having 30,000 health. I mean, it's just allows you to be so aggressive, and why this build is so fun to play. A lot of the other AP Pyro builds are incredibly squishy, but this annihilates T15 runs anyway, so why not take the extra health? I mean, you can be so aggressive with this build. Double skill leech when under 30%, which you basically never are. Enemies afflicted by burn receive 15% more damage. Reduced our heat wave even more. And activating heat wave increases our resistant piercing by 45%. We don't really care about the armor piercing is actually good for some of the enemies as well. And this actually helps you do a lot more damage too. So this one is highly useful. And I'll link a solo T15 run so you can see some gameplay of how you can do this. Like, this build straight destroys. You will need basically everything in the build to really destroy, and for your 1v1 elites you are going to need the Moaning Winds and probably the armor bonus as well, as though the armor fortress is not as needed to kill the elites 1v1 really quickly. But yeah, check out the gameplay if you're debating this build at all. Everybody I've played with this build is like, yo, what's your build? Let me copy that. This build is a lot of fun to play, and it straight wrecks. So, I hope that helps.